Hey lovelies, autumn is upon us. I am back in London. It's getting chilly, heating's on again, and so there's gonna be a change in the perfumes that I'm wearing. Already, to be fair, it's already started to change. So we had our little holiday. We had a couple of really hot days, got a little bit of a tan, and then by the time we were on our way home, it was proper chilly. My um, beloved flip flops are all packed away, and it is time to get autumnal. So it was a weird summer, really. There was so much stuff I didn't wear. Like, there was quite a lot of my very summery, more fruity perfumes I just didn't get around to wearing because we didn't have the best summer. We didn't have many days where it was literally so hot that I felt the need to only wear green tea or only wear, kind of clean laundry perfumes, that kind of thing. So a lot of it just didn't really get touched this year, and we're already moving into cooler weather. So I mean, I love autumnal perfumes though, so it's kind of exciting, but it's also a bit of a shame that I missed out on some of my faves. But let's get going. Let's start with, so this arrived, I think I talked about this last week. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my husband join in with me there. It's always fun to have him on videos. I think I talked about wearing the sample I had of this because I found this on eBay. I think this was about £40. So this is a partial bottle of Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum Florale. So you can see, if I just bring this in a little bit, there you go. You can see that this one, if I get my fingers out of the way, it's quite a chunky bottle. It has it printed on. So this, I assume, is a tester bottle. I don't think that you ever get the name of it printed right on the front like this on anything other than tester bottles. Oh yes, here we go. It's a tester. So it's a 100 ml bottle. It came without a lid. So it was about £40. You can see there's probably like 65 ml left in this. Let me just get this back where it was supposed to be. So let me just put it to the side because I thought it was going to get super reflective. I'm considering just buying an empty bottle of one of the 100 mls Mon Guerlain so I can just get a lid for this one, because then I can put it in the display with all of its brothers and sisters, you know. So this one, when I first sprayed this one, so I talked about this when I had this carded sample and I did a whole video about the Mon Guerlain flankers. And it comes across at first a little bit medicinal and a little bit antiseptic, the way that, and sort of cleaning product, because that's how I smell the jasmine in Mon Guerlain. But when this one dries down, it's so pretty, and I think I said in that video I'd be super happy to have a bottle of this one. So when I saw it come up for £40 for quite a hefty amount, I thought I might as well just snap that up. That's why I wore it last week, just to see if I was still into it. So the notes of this one: lavender, bergamot, mandarin, orange and lemon in the top. Then you get floral notes: peony, jasmine, sambac, ylang ylang, neroli, peach, lily of the valley. Then you get vanilla, iris and sandalwood. So this definitely still has the DNA and the general feel of Mon Guerlain. But I can see why so many people like this one. I've heard a few people say this is the one they have instead of the original. And I feel like that's because this doesn't have the patchouli, it doesn't have the licorice. So it is a very similar scent, but it's also not got the tonka and vanilla mix. So this is vanilla, so it is more vanillic, definitely, and not as kind of dark, not as sexy. It's a bit more kind of girly. It's a little bit, I mean, to me it's slightly less special than the original because I love the licorice note in that. I think it smells a little bit dark, a little bit mysterious, a little bit sexy. This one's more girly. It's kind of easier in a way. I mean, not for me, to be honest. I find the original super easy because I like licorice, but I think other people find this an easier thing to wear. So I can see why people are a bit upset that this one's been discontinued, because yeah, it's definitely more of a vanilla perfume. It's a vanilla lavender with some nice florals in it, a little bit of citrus. But the good news is that one of the other things I have here I think actually smells quite similar to this. So I really enjoyed wearing it. It's super pretty. It's nice for cool weather. I don't think I would necessarily wear this one in warmer weather, but I love that you can still smell the lavender. It's still got a hefty dose of lavender. This is lavender and vanilla. Super pretty, dries down beautifully. So that's Eau de Parfum Florale. Let's put that one there. And you can see again, like I was wearing super cozy stuff. I've been saying I couldn't wait to wear this one again. Oh no, it's in my display, so it's dusty. I'm just going to clean that up a bit. 'Cause, oh, before I keep saying I'm going to show you my display, but I know I have to take everything apart first because I'm going to have to dust the hell out of it now. It doesn't look too bad, but I know as soon as I put a flash on it or like any kind of light, it's going to look crazy. So Lalique Le Parfum, this beautiful big bottle, absolutely delicious and gorgeous. I've been looking forward to wearing this one. This is a light vanilla to me. You can see my liquid hasn't massively darkened up. I think it is a bit darker than when I first got it, but it hasn't gone super dark the way that some people's has that have had it for ages. But it's still got a wintry or cold weather feel to it, this one. So let me just put that here. It's also very, very heavy. Let's try to position that again so it's not too glary. Everything's just going to be a slightly strange angle. So Lalique Le Parfum, this is an affordable gem because although retail price it's probably like, I imagine it's kind of £70 or something, you generally can get a bottle of this, and I think they come in 50ml or 100ml. You can get a 50ml bottle of this for like £25 quite often. I think around about 40 or under is what you're looking at generally to get one of these. And it's such an incredibly chic and beautiful, classy, interesting vanilla. Really interesting vanilla. I do think it's a little bit of a green vanilla because it's got a bay leaf note, but I've had an epiphany about this one that's intriguing. So let me just have a look at this. The notes are West Indian bay in the top, so that's bay leaf, pink pepper, bergamot. The middle notes are heliotrope, almond and jasmine. The base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood and patchouli. Now, I wore this, I loved it, I kept respraying it. It's a beautiful, delicious perfume. It's cozy, it's sweet but it's not overwhelming. It's not your normal vanilla. It's for people who like things like Eau Duelle. If you like Eau Duelle, if you like those more interesting greener vanillas, the kind of transparent floral vanillas, but not super sickly, kind of sheer vanillas. But interestingly, I just smelt the shirt that I was wearing when I wore this one. I wore this to work, and it kept making me think of Hypnotic Poison. And I was like, because I don't like Hypnotic Poison. I think it smells like root beer. But the thing that I'm getting from this that really reminds me of it, and now I can kind of understand why some people were saying that this is strong in jasmine, is that those mid notes, the heliotrope, almond and jasmine with that vanilla, that is the bit I think that's really coming through on fabric. So I love this on my skin, but it was weird because on fabric I'm like, why does this smell a bit like Hypnotic Poison? But yeah, it really did remind me of that. So it's not one I necessarily want to be spraying too much on my clothing because I love how this smells on my skin. It's not like I don't like it because it doesn't have the same kind of aniseedy medicinal scent that I get from Hypnotic Poison and anything that smells like Hypnotic Poison. But yeah, really weird how on my shirt it really brings out those middle notes, and maybe even the pink pepper and the patchouli. Whereas on my skin, I do get a bit of heliotrope, but I mainly get the bay, the tonka, the vanilla, and the sandalwood kind of going on more so for me. But yeah, that was really interesting. So yeah, it was unusual. I wasn't expecting it. Okay, and joy of joys. It was cool enough for me to try this baby out. I've been waiting because although this is called A Lovely Summer, it does not in any way smell to me like a summertime perfume. I'm going to just see if I can brighten it. Is that going to brighten it up a bit? Because it's getting a bit dark, isn't it? Oh, Sarah Jessica Parker. I think this is much easier to get in the UK and cheaper in the UK than anywhere else. I think it might have been released as a special for the perfume shop, which I think she might have done with Stash as well. So maybe there's a special deal. But I've already seen this in like Body Care, or is it called Beauty Bay or something? I think it might be called Body Care. I've already seen this for like £23 for 100ml. So it's an amazing price and it's a lovely perfume. It is definitely a bit of a skin scent because it is predominantly a spicy musk to me. It feels like a spicy ambery musk almost. I'm not even sure if there's amber. Oh no, there is amber. Okay, yeah, there's amber. So I just wore this one because I was about to put on Skin Musk the other day, and then I thought, oh, maybe I'll wear Wild Musk, and I remembered, I've got a Lovely Summer. And a Lovely Summer really, really, really smells to me like Wild Musk. Um, on my skin when I wore it for a full day, it definitely brings out the spices. So it's a little bit spicier than Wild Musk, I'd say, but the musk in it and the general kind of skin musk, kind of clean but a bit sexy smell, that definitely does remind me of Wild Musk. And I really enjoyed wearing this. I know I'm going to reach for it lots because I love Wild Musk. I do like, I mean, yeah, you definitely get amber, but it's not overwhelming. And you get flowers, but you get. I feel like it's floral in the same way that like Jovan Musk and things like that are. There are flowers in there, but it's not like obviously really flowery to me. So the notes that are listed for this are musk, cardamom, ambrette, and bergamot in the top. Mid notes of frangipani, white blossom, and spices in the mid. Base notes skin, sandalwood, and amber. So the musk is in the top. So it's a hardcore musk, you know. I mean, things like Noir, that has musk in the top, and it's very, very, very musky. This is very musky. It's not too lotiony or soapy, which I'm happy about. But yeah, it's really nice. It's really cozy and warming. It doesn't match the bottle, in my humble opinion, at all. This really feels like it should be in an amber coloured or brown bottle to me. That's the vibe it gives me. It's musky, like an Egyptian musk way. It's kind of golden and warm smelling. It's spicy. It's definitely got a lot of sandalwood, and it's definitely got a good dose of amber. It's beautiful, really lovely. So I'm very happy to have that one. Now, my husband didn't comment when I wore this, but I asked him outright to sniff me because I wanted to know what he thought. And he was like, I don't love it, don't hate it. It's kind of like in the middle. So definitely, I mean, I can see why. He doesn't really like ambery. He doesn't particularly like classic spicy, you know, like he doesn't love Jovan Musk and those kind of musks so much. I really like those, but I don't think they're his favourite. But you'll see I wore another musk that he literally made a little sound when I wore it. You'll see in a minute. So let's see, where are we going to? We're down to the smaller bottles now because this is the stuff I wore while I was away, most of it anyway. So this is, again, this has been in my travel bag, so it's got bits on it now because it's been in with everything else. Let's clean it up. So this is Guess Seductive Noir. So this is Guess Seductive Noir. This is one that everyone thinks of, and I, to be honest, also kind of think of as a really, really good dupe for Mon Guerlain. So I wore it this week, and because now I have so many Mon Guerlains, because I have been absolutely overtaken with my love of the profile of those perfumes. I love the original, I love the Intense, I really like the Sparkling Bouquet, I really like, the other one I've got is the Bloom of Rose EDT, and now I have the Florale. So I feel like I'm just collecting them. I'm getting them all second hand, but I'm collecting them. So, well, except for the original, because my husband bought me that for Christmas, and I'm considering asking him to get me something on the grey market that's also part of the Mon Guerlain range. We'll see if we can manage it for this Christmas, because, you know, let's turn it into a tradition, you know what I mean? So anyway, I wore Guess Seductive Noir, and the notes here are top notes of sage, bergamot and peony, mid notes iris, jasmine, sambac, lily of the valley, base notes vanilla, Haitian, vetiver and velvet. Obviously it's got quite different notes to Mon Guerlain, but it definitely is in the same profile. It doesn't have lavender, but the sage kind of functions in a very similar way. It doesn't have the tonka bean, and that's the thing I always said about this, is that this kind of sits a little bit closer to my nose, what I was saying at the time, to the Intense version, because the Intense has more vanilla in it. But actually wearing this one again, because it doesn't really have the same licoricey quality to it, and as I said, I love that. So having worn these so close together, this is actually probably the closest to this one in terms of how it smells. I'm just going to have a look actually. There's iris, yes, of course, okay. So, and peony. Right, yeah. So I feel like the notes are closer as well. Oh, they definitely are. So with the exception of the vetiver and the velvet, and I still don't know what velvet smells like, but whatever. The Mon Guerlain Florale, I'm going to put this one underneath it. So Mon Guerlain Florale has lavender in the top rather than sage, but it also has bergamot. This one has lavender bergamot. This has peony. It has iris, jasmine, and lily of the valley, and so does this. And then in the base, vanilla, Haitian vetiver, and velvet, whereas this one has sandalwood and vanilla. But I really do think this was very similar to wearing this. I still like this one slightly more because the lavender is more of a lavender and this is more sagey. But like for travel, this is still great. But now I'm thinking I wouldn't need to get a big bottle of this because I would rather wear this. But yeah, I feel like it's... Let me just sniff them together. Yeah, totally. This one is, I'd say, Florale is ever so slightly more floral. It's a little bit more, slightly more irisy. Just a little bit more of the iris than the Guess Seductive Noir. I think Guess Seductive Noir is like quite strong in vanilla. It really is. It does smell like a vanilla perfume. But yeah, so if you wanted to try Eau de Parfum Florale and you can't get hold of it, or you don't want to pay for like a second-hand bottle or whatever, or for a ridiculously expensive bottle because it's been discontinued, I would suggest Guess Seductive Noir because I really felt very similar when I was wearing these two. I really did. They never stay straight, these lids on Guess, but never mind. So yeah, a really good little travel guy that was. I actually wore it twice while I was up in Cambridgeshire, that one. Really nice. All right, what do we got next? Okay, this is the one that my husband's... He gave me a kiss. He kissed me on my neck and he went, And then I said, oh, do you like... He said, oh, what are you wearing? And of course, a classic, because it is basically my go-to, my skin scent. Skin musk. So he much prefers this to these kind of spicy, more ambery musks. He likes these cleaner, soapier musks. So let's put this little guy here. An oil that cost me £10 from Parfums de Coeur. You can't actually get it in the UK, so I have to get it shipped over from... I get it from Fragrance X, but I have like a load of backups of this, so I haven't had to order anything from Fragrance X for ages, but it's worth like spending... I think their spending for free shipping is £40, and considering it's coming from the USA, it comes so quick. The shipping's really, really good. And yeah, if you buy a few things from there, you're not going to have to pay to get it shipped over to the UK. I've never had to pay any duties or taxes on this because Fragrance X have some kind of deal where they ensure that their customers don't have to pay taxes. I think it even says on there if anyone tries to charge you duties, then to contact them. So yeah, I love Skin Musk. It only says musk, sandalwood and floral notes. I'm pretty sure there's ylang. There's probably jasmine. I'm absolutely sure that there's rose in this. I'm absolutely sure there's vanilla. But it's definitely very strong in sandalwood. It's very musky. It's clean like a bar soap. And it is just, again, I think I've said it before, like if I genuinely only could have one scent, it would probably be this one because I could just wear it. I can wear it any time. And it kind of smells like me at this point. But yeah, he was like, yummy. And because it's been warmer, I haven't really worn it as much. I've been wearing other things, you know. But yeah, it was nice to pull that guy out again. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Just going to try and... Let's get all of these moved up. I've got a whole bunch of little samples now. Oh, wait, I've got this one first. Little rollerball. I'm getting the notes for this from the Clean website because Fragrantica they have like 2 notes listed for this, which is incorrect. Okay, so this is Clean Classic Skin. I think I just put my oh, and by the way, guys, sorry, I got my scheduling all mixed up, so I accidentally put 4 videos up this week because there was 2 on Wednesday and 2 on Friday because I'd chosen some... I didn't realise I'd already scheduled stuff in ages ago, and then I scheduled some newer stuff, and I was like, damn. So anyway, I hope you had a fun week watching way more videos than normal. This is from the little pack that I got. And I think the video for this went up quite recently. So, I mean, perfect little rollerball to take up. And I wore this in the morning. This was just like one of my get out of bed, put something clean and fresh on, smell really nice. When I go downstairs with just my robe on, I was just going to let the dogs out basically into the garden. And yeah, just nice, fresh, clean smell. This is an intriguing one. It has vanilla and lotus. It's got white musk, woods. Let me just have a look at the full thing though. Okay, they've actually got it top, middle and dry down. So the top of, what's this again? Clean Classic Skin. So I think they've got skin in the original bottle, in the fully purple bottle on Fragrantica, but they don't have the classic version of it. I don't know if they have the same notes. I assume they do, but I don't know if they're exactly the same perfume. Now they're in different bottles. Top notes: lotus blossom, honeydew, which I assume is honeydew melon, fresh air accord. Middle notes: creamy vanilla, dewy petals, blue rose, whatever blue rose is. Dry down: white musk, cashmere woods, and amber woods. So, amberwood sometimes a problem for me, but not here. I definitely get honeydew melon. It smells like melon. And it has a sweetness when this dries down that someone in the comments on that video said it smells a bit like praline and it's too sweet for them. And I'm like, yeah, praline is a good shout because it's vanilla, but it does come across like something really sugary like praline. So it could be too sweet for some people, but I knew what I was getting myself into with this one. And I think it's really pretty. It smells slightly floral. It smells fresh. It smells clean. But it also smells like incredibly sugary sweet skin. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just a really nice one. Really easy to wear. I don't love it as much as I love the Clean Classic that I have that's called Simply Clean, because that's got lavender in it and I'm obsessed with lavender, but I do still think it's a good one. Okay, now we're on to the little samples. So let's start. I'm going to do a sandwich here. I'm going to do a well, I'm going to do the one that I really don't like in the middle, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So this one is Paris Corner. I think this is called Khair Pistachio. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm not. So this is their dupe for Khair Pistachio Yum, or Yum Pistachio, I think it's called. My husband really liked that sample that I had of the Khair one. If you watched our video, oh no, you haven't seen it yet. What am I talking about? I'm silly. We made a video of samples. So these three that I wore are things that we talked about, but you haven't seen it yet. I've got to edit it. I forgot. I've got to put the pictures and stuff on it. So that'll be out as soon as possible. Hopefully not this week coming, because I'm going to put my Lush stuff up, because I also went to Lush. Sorry, I'm really going on a tangent here. I went to Lush to smell all the new things, but there's so many of them. I've got so much to say that I have had to make an entire video for that. So that's going to come out on Wednesday. And then hopefully the Wednesday after that will be Damon and I testing out samples of new perfumes. So this guy, you know, he likes it. Of course he likes it. He really likes the original. It does really smell like the original. And because he likes it, the same way I did with the Khair original, I tried to wear it. It's just too sweet for me. It's too sweet, too plasticky. I felt the same about hers. They both smell too much like Fantasy by Britney Spears for me to be able to wear them. They're slightly less shampooey, but they just, I don't know why, they just give me the... Because they are slightly soapy, but they're not quite as screechy, but they're even sweeter than Fantasy. So not as synthetic as Fantasy, but they are a bit like Fantasy. Fantasy with loads of pistachio in. Or more almond. He thinks it smells like marzipan, which is bang on the money. But this is an excellent dupe. An excellent dupe. So Paris Corner, I've tried 3 of theirs and none of them have had that tar-like aroma chemical in. They definitely have some kind of ambroxany chemicals in some of them, because I do find they're a little bit screechy sometimes. This one was just too overwhelmingly sweet for me, and it did take on a bit of a kind of plasticky, rubbery smell, but not like a burnt rubber, not like a tar smell. But I got the same with Khair, to be honest. I found it impossible to wear personally, but if you like the Khair, this is an excellent dupe. I think you'd really like it. It's pretty much exactly the same notes, I think. So Khair Pistachio by Paris Corner is pistachio, ice cream, bergamot, hazelnut, cardamom and rum in the top. Mid notes of pear, raspberry, jasmine, peony, white peach and geranium in the mid. Base notes whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy, tonka bean and cedarwood in the base. And it is very sweet. It's very marzipan-y. It's very nutty. Yeah, because it's got hazelnut and pistachio, but it's more almondy, to be honest. It really does have a marzipan-y smell. It's got a creaminess. You can definitely sense there's marshmallow and cotton candy. Like, I really get those base notes. Yeah, so it definitely has a soapiness to it as well, but it just gets so sweet. So, next one I wore. Oh God. This one, in the video you'll see, I think it's okay. He's not bothered about it. I think it smells okay. But let me tell you, on card, not too bad. On skin, oh my goodness, I hated this on skin. So this is Gucci Flora Gorgeous Orchid, the one in the really cool yellow bottle that has the bananas in some of the advertising. So I was looking forward to it being banana-y. It definitely is a bit banana-y. There is a tartness, a kind of tangy scent and a banana-iness, and it is just a very basic vanilla. It doesn't smell particularly interesting or special. On paper I thought it was kind of pretty. I was quite looking forward to wearing it, hoping I'd get the banana. What I actually got was just aroma chemicals. It just smells like chemicals. It's super screechy, sharp, harsh. It's just, it smells so cheap on my skin. I'm sure there's people who aren't having that same problem, but on me, hideous, really, honestly. I could not scrub it off quick enough. It didn't, it's not like, I'm just trying to think. Did it get, I think it did get slightly tarry. But it was more like screechy sharp, like it's full of ambroxan or something. And also, it kind of smells like it's full of ambroxan, but also full of whatever it is in the Lancome perfumes that kind of needle through the eye, screechy sharpness that I get with those. So yeah, this was a disaster. For me, it just says vanilla, vanilla orchid and oceanic notes. There's definitely some kind of fruit in here. There could be some kind of slightly tangy green banana, but I feel like there's something citrusy. There's definitely something more juicy in here. And yeah, I just, oh my God, on my skin it smelled considerably cheaper than Pistachio Khair or Khair Pistachio from Paris Corner. And that is like a really affordable perfume. This is really expensive. And it's just not, I just don't think it's very good. Even on paper, it's not particularly interesting. It's kind of pretty, but not interesting. If you're going to spend that kind of money, you can get a much nicer, you can get a much better vanilla. But oh, it's awful on my skin, awful. Really, tell me what you guys think if you've tried it. Like, let me know what you think. Because yeah, I couldn't believe how terrible it smelled on my skin. It was like proper chemicals. It smelled kind of poisonous on me. But there you go. All right. And then the other one that I properly gave a good wear to the point where I've hardly got anything left in this, if you can see, it's almost empty. I wore nearly all my little 1ml sample. Burberry Goddess Intense. This has been getting a real hammering on YouTube. People do not like this. And I am really interested in the fact that people just don't like this, because I think this is exactly what it says. I think this is a really much more intense version of Burberry Goddess. However, I feel like what everyone wanted this to be was a really intense version of Burberry Goddess that was the same as Burberry Goddess, just with a ton more vanilla that lasted longer. But that's not what this is. This is Burberry Goddess with all the other notes amped up lots. And also, they've definitely not given the full set of notes, because the Burberry Goddess Intense, I'm going to put this one out, it's a little special out here. It only says lavender for the top notes, and then it says vanilla, vanilla absolute, bourbon vanilla, vanilla caviar in the middle, which is one more vanilla than last time. And then the base notes say patchouli. And I have said it in the video where I'm discussing this with my husband, but my feelings about this, now that I've smelt this. So when I got and sampled the original Burberry Goddess, I loved how the cacao came out on my skin. I tried it in warm weather. I thought it was delicious. I loved the ginger. I'm still sure there's a fruit in this perfume. There's definitely a juicy fruitiness that I don't think is just from the ginger. There's a slight spicy warmth from the ginger. And I kept saying, maybe it's just like the outside, the barky bit of the ginger that's giving this weird kind of earthy smell. I was worried it was the tar-like aroma chemical, but that's not really what sat around on my skin. And when that chemical is in things, that's what lasts on my skin. The scent can be completely gone and all I'll smell is that tar. I wasn't getting that with Burberry Goddess, so it wasn't that. And now I've smelt this, I'm absolutely certain that there is a bit of patchouli in the original Burberry Goddess. I think that they have almost entirely exactly the same notes, in fact, but they're just in different concentrations. So the original Burberry Goddess, it has some kind of juicy fruit, probably something like pear that isn't listed. And then it's got a lovely warm ginger. It's got loads of vanilla. I don't think it smells like there's any florals, which I'm very happy about. And then it has a warm, cozy cacao that comes through in the base, and then a little bit of patchouli. And I think that's what I was smelling, that has this kind of slightly woody, slightly earthy scent to it. And in this new version, the lavender is way stronger. Did I say there's lavender? Obviously there's lavender in the original. It's one of the reasons I like it. But the lavender is much stronger, and the ginger is much stronger. I think the fruitiness is stronger. I don't get quite the same warm cacao feeling. And I don't know whether that's because they've taken it out, or because also patchouli can be a bit chocolatey. So I feel like it's probably still here, but maybe they haven't amped that bit up. And the patchouli has been amped up. But it's the kind of patchouli that I quite enjoy, because it's kind of in that same realm as the nice, not dirty patchouli that you get in something like Lord of Misrule. And I like Lord of Misrule because it has black pepper, really nice quality, not dirty patchouli, and a ton of vanilla. And I think there's tonka in that as well. And this is the same. It's got, instead of black pepper, it's got that spicy ginger, it's got that warm cacao, and then it's got loads of vanilla. Then it has those aromatics coming in that are really beautiful. I love the lavender in this. And then it's got quite a lot of that similar patchouli to Lord of Misrule, that kind of thing. In fact, I feel like if you like the original Mon Guerlain, Mon Guerlain, I should say. I don't think it's pronounced Mon Guerlain. But I think if you like the original Mon Guerlain, and you like the patchouli and the licorice in that, and if you like Lord of Misrule, that kind of thing, I think you'd really like this intense version. I really enjoyed wearing it. I think it's lush. I don't feel like I need it particularly, because I have a small bottle of the original, and I have loads of Mon Guerlains, and I have Lord of Misrule. So, but I'd love a pen spray of this, like for cold weather. It's much stronger. It lasts much longer. It's definitely more appropriate for winter weather. The other one, the original Burberry Goddess, I really like in warm weather. I think that's when it shines. That's when it's at its best. But it's just not, it's still, you still smell the vanilla. When everything else is gone, your skin still smells like vanilla. And when I got in the shower and it got steamy, I could still smell my skin smelling like vanilla. There's still a ton of vanilla. It's just that rather than, like in the original, the vanilla was sitting above everything else. Now, in this intense version, everything else has come up to meet that vanilla. So it smells a little bit more complex. It's still sweet and vanillic, but it's just got more going on. It's got more obvious notes, you know. But yeah, if you don't like lavender, you're not going to like it. If you don't like I don't like patchouli in most things, but I don't mind it in here. If you like, I've said it, you'll have to listen to it again, I'm afraid, in the other video if you watch all of my videos. But if you liked Burberry Goddess purely because you like vanilla things, and you were just like, you know, you weren't like affected by the lavender and the other notes in there, but you really like the vanilla, you're not going to like this. But if what you like about Burberry Goddess is the same as me, that it was and really easy to wear, very pretty vanilla that has some other interesting things going on in it, and you like lavender, and you like that kind of earthy, maybe slightly chocolatey patchouli, and you like spicy ginger notes, then I think you'll really like this version. And I'm surprised that people have really been not enjoying it, because I think it's really good. Like, the second I smelt it from this little sample, I was like, oh yeah, it's just a super strong, well, I mean, it's still not super strong, but compared to the original, it's a stronger version of the original Burberry Goddess, and more wintry, a bit darker, a bit more serious. I just think it's really nice. Anyway, I think I'm one of the only people that actually likes it. I think there is a possibility that people who didn't like the original might like this one, and I think a lot of people who like who really like the original don't like this one, you know. So, but I like both of them. I think they're both really good. Good old Burberry. I think they're excellent. I really enjoyed wearing it. I wore it on one of the cooler days, and I thought it was great. All right, the last thing to talk about. I wandered through Selfridges. What was I doing in Selfridges? I went for a reason. I mean, to be honest, oh yeah, I went to look for Fleur to see if they had the heavy cream body spray. They don't have that. Maison Margiela don't have Afternoon Delight. The guy told me they're not getting that till 2025. I was like, what? And yeah, Fleur don't have any of the new body sprays. They just don't, you know. So I was like, fine. And I was walking past Diptyque, and they do have the new Diptyques. I did sniff them briefly, very briefly, because I was in a bit of a rush by that point, and I didn't notice them until after I tested some other things. But the new range from Diptyque all smell quite natural, kind of, you know, like very very light nature based smells. Some of them smell a bit like ones that are already in the Diptyque collections, and I'm just like, they're all right. Nothing caught my eye, so I didn't pay much attention, but when I get a longer time I might actually go and test them properly. But I did test some, let's see, where are they? So I just tested some that I've been interested in smelling. So we've got the first one on this lovely little Diptyque thing. This is Orphéon, is it called? Yeah, Orphéon. This one's really pretty. Very unisex. So this is top notes of juniper berry, middle notes of jasmine, base notes, powdery notes, cedar and tonka bean. It kind of reminds me of something, but I'm not sure what it is. I feel like it's just a nice unisex, clean smelling. It's powdery. Sort of woody green smell. Like it's just really pretty. It's not one I'd need in my collection, but I do think it's nice. Yeah, so that's that one. Orphéon, that's a good one. This one I don't like. I actively don't like this one. I found a Diptyque I don't like. This is Geranium Odorata. So Geranium Odorata. This is geranium, bergamot, vetiver, pink pepper, cedar and tonka bean. When I first sprayed this one, I thought it was super pretty. I liked it, and then the more it dried down, the more I got the vetiver, pink pepper, cedar, and I'm not so keen. But it started out pretty, but yeah, it's okay. Nothing special. It really does smell like geranium though, like, so it has that slightly rosy, very, very dry rose kind of scent to it, but it was okay. Not mad for it. Don't really like it. But this one I really like. I don't need a bottle of this. I'm just saying I think it's nice. This is Benjamin. How do I say it? Oh, I keep saying Benjamin. Benjoin Bohème or Bohème. Oh, this is cozy, and it really reminds me. Do you know what? Hang on a second. Hang on. Yeah, it's not a million miles away. Maybe a little bit more like Lovely You, but it's not a million miles away from this. They don't say there's any musk in it, but it does kind of smell like musk. This is benzoin, sandalwood, styrex, Indonesian patchouli, and angelica leaf. Or angelica and, Indonesian patchouli leaf. It's warm, cozy. It's a really nice interpretation of benzoin. It's like not at all harsh. It's very soft. It's truly like a benzoin sandalwood perfume. It's just really pretty. I guess it's almost like all of the yummy kind of warm benzoin-y, ambery, musky scents that you get in classic Egyptian musk style things, but maybe without the musk. It's just got all the other elements, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually musk in here. It kind of smells like there is. Super pretty, yeah. So Benjoin Bohème, which has just changed bottles recently, and this is in the new bottle. It's got a really cool gold label. That is so snuggly and warm and lush. I would, it's really unisex. I would totally wear it, but God, I'd love this on my husband. If he smelled like this, I'd be an absolute snuggle bunny. Oh, lovely. So yeah, a little bit of testing as well. But yeah, like I said, I went from Selfridges, got on the bus, went down to Lush, and whew, that was a big one. So I will be back to tell you what I think about all the Lush perfumes, all the new Lush perfumes. And yeah, I think that's it for now, guys. I had a nice little break. I'm back to work. Everything's super busy, straight into the action. And yeah, so I'll be back next Sunday, probably with even more cool weather perfumes, because I'm properly, right now, my fingers are so chilly. I'm such a chilly babe. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my videos, and give me thumbs up if you like this vid. All right, bye, guys.